Um, I mean, I make a running joke that's like everything that I did against them, now I just do it with them. So just getting to the paint, making sure that, I get open for shots, but at the same time, just getting out in transition, pushing the ball, delivering the ball where it needs to go, whether it's to our bigs down low and just getting them activated, right? Again, emphasis on going to the paint. And then just finding my way, creating a shot for me. And if that's not there, timing it off, getting it off, just pushing our pace and making sure that we can get up and down and never doing it on both sides.
And then Nneka, this is quite a game for you guys. Did you see improvements tonight and some of the things you just mentioned and some of your personal goals?
Yeah, I mean, my only personal goal right now is to win. So, um, I'm seeing improvement. Slim has acclimated almost seamlessly to our team. So, she's exactly what we've been needing, and we just, I think that we do a great job of making like the big plays. It's just kind of the smaller ones that add up at the end that we're working towards getting better. I mean, in the last 5 games, it's been like a bucket or two that's made the difference between us, coming out with the win. So just in understanding that those small plays are the ones that add up at the end is something that I think we're getting better at, but we just want to get over that. Mhm.
I have a question for you to say. You will play again against LA again in the future. Can you explain, like, in which way you can improve, if there is room for improvement, and of course, disappointment for the game, but also which is your like goal for the next few games in terms of like the goal at the end of the season?
So you're asking what you're
There's like
asking?
3 questions in one.
Yeah,
Which one
so yeah, which question did you want us to answer?
First one, like, in which way you can improve, like, the next game against LA, and then generally, in which way you can improve, like, in the next games towards the end of the season, not looking for the.
Gotcha. Um, I mean, we will look at what we did today to see how we can improve against LA, but I think our priority right now is to get some rest tomorrow and get ready for Atlanta. We have our next 2 games are versus Atlanta. So, understanding that, we can use today to build for tomorrow, but keeping our eye on the next opponent.
Take a question. We're gonna take a question from Zoom. Jeff, go ahead.
Shit.
Yeah, Nneka, kind of two things. One, kind of what did you see as far as the final 3 minutes of the game? You guys are up seven, and they outscore you 14-4 the rest of the way. And then also just some words on Sykes' performance there.
Yeah, I mean, I think that we had some timely events on the offensive end that led to some momentum buckets. And then of course, trying our best to guard straight up and get stopped so that we could also play in transition. I think we kind of lost that a little bit towards the end, but Slim made some really, really, really big plays down the stretch that really kept us in the game. And of course, we had an opportunity at the very end because of that.
All right, Sophia, go ahead.
Hey guys, can you speak to Skylar Diggins' performance tonight and just what you've seen from her and how she's come back from her game on Friday?
I mean, Sky, you know what Sky's gonna do. She's gonna make sure she gets on both sides of the ball. Today's game, she was really being, excuse me, aggressive and making sure that she gets downhill. She was hitting some pull-ups for us. And it was like one stretch where she just went on a rampage in the game. We needed it. Like it was one of those lulls on the offensive end where we needed some made shots and she put the ball in the basket. So we really, really needed that from her. And yeah, I mean, she plays a solid game through and through. She was damn near 50% from the field. Not many shots that she takes, she misses. So we just gotta keep her up there and let her shoot that thing.
Final question, we'll go to Maz.
Yeah, hey, Nneka, just do you take the 5 games or are you seeing improvement in each of the 5 games? I know you mentioned understanding the importance of each small plays. How Is this team keeping together and staying focused?
I mean, I think our last 5 games have been 1 or 2 possession losses, and so doing what we can to understand that some of the small, I don't want to call them small plays. I think every play is big, but some of the mistakes that we make or some of the lulls that we have in the beginning of the game are really the difference makers. Right now we're locked into late game execution and demanding big plays from everyone that's on the court. And I mean, a trend that I've at least noticed is that over the last 5 games, we've been within a possession or two, but we could also kind of trace it back to, I guess, what could have led to our being in a position to kind of save the game. And you can't do that against teams, especially now when everyone is fighting for a playoff spot. I mean, the standings change with every single game. So just I'm seeing the improvement. We just need 40 minutes of it.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys.
All right, Jeff, do you want to go ahead?
Yeah, Coach, you guys are up 87-80 with about 3 minutes to go. Maybe talk me through the process of not having Gabby or Ezzy on the court. They outscore you 14-4 to end the game.
That group that was on the floor gave us good energy, sustained, and got us that lead. I wanted to keep rolling with that. Got us up to 7 to where we needed to, but then again, unfortunate plays on our end that we could have got some of those whistles, got to the free throw line. We did not. Then they got a lot of open looks because of those misses.
Sophia, go ahead.
Hey, Coach, can you talk to me about, what you saw from Brittney, and is she doing what you brought her here to do, and how can the team support her better in that?
I thought she had a great effort today. I think she's, capable of scoring in a multitude of ways, defending, different matchups, giving us some energy, still kind of new to the system. So some, taking care of the basketball in some possessions. Have to get used to that, but I think she's playing at a high level and giving us, yes, what we need.
All right, Christian, go ahead.
Hey, Coach. Coming off of this 5 game skid and just the second half in general, I'm kind of wondering, like, what are you thinking as far as what the team needs to kind of get back on track, and how can you help and assist that way?
Um, it's a good question, just trying to find ways to mix it up, give us, some lineups, some energy defensively, aggressive coverages, offensively, trying to, simplify things, play more in transition, move the ball and put players in spots where they can find some success. Yeah, I gotta coach us through it. Continuing to focus on the things that we're doing decently. We out rebounded them. Didn't take, that we had decent looks, took more shots than them, knocked down some key shots and we're executing pretty decently down the stretch of games. So, just kind of continue to pour into them and we're right there, although we're not getting blown out. Possession by possession games, ending with either defense possessions or opportunities to execute on offense. So try to stay positive as much as possible and find some encouragement to get us through this.
Awesome, go ahead.
Hey coach, so in this 5 game losing streak, there have been some pretty high scorers, including, this one. What are you looking at specifically to shore up on defense, and particularly kind of contain, a threat like De'Erica Hamby, obviously not the easiest task, but to kind of contain those and the late game pick and rolls and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's difficult.
I thought we did a good job on Jackson last time. That was the matchup issue that we had. Hamby is a pro, she's an all-star, she's a vet. She knows when to pick her spots with, running hard in transition or rolling and just kind of giving them what they need. And, it's a tough matchup. I thought Dom gave us really good minutes down the stretch. That matchup is predicated on physicality, athleticism, and trying to match that. And so, I thought that we were in that space. Just some unfortunate, miscues with that. I thought our guards were up to touch. I thought we were physical on the ball. I thought we handled their guards pretty decently when we needed to. Yeah, a player like Hamby just got to be physical. You got to box her out. You got to rebound, and it's difficult. Down a stretch when some of those calls didn't go our way as well.
Hey, Coach, there's a lot of good things going on. Some losses this year. But Nneka also said that it's just kind of been a matter of one bucket or one session. The last fight of the session. What's the mood right now? Just everybody frustrated. That's one we can think of as far as pushing forward.
Yeah, I think a little bit of both, because, we're pushing through a lot of things at the tail end of this season. And, having these performances and not coming up with victories or wins, it is deflating. But my job is to not let them stay in it. This game is done. Got to move on to the next one. Got to prepare for a tough Atlanta. It's not going to get easier for us. Nneka is the president in that locker room, and she knows how to, continue to keep that group pretty positive. So.
Hi, Coach. Of course, there is disappointment today, but there was one good thing about this afternoon, and it was the game of Dominique Malonga. How do you think she can help the team in the future until the end of the season?
Yeah, she's going to continue to get these reps, which are going to be important now for the future for her. She is the future, and she's showing game by game her ability to do a multitude of things on the floor. Having these late game situations where she's in there is going to pay dividends for her as well. And, her energy matters, her efficiency and rebounding, it matters for us. We need all of that. And we're going to continue to kind of, rely on that heavily with the minutes that she's going to continue to get.
Hi, Coach. I apologize if you've already noticed this. These last two games, Mrs. Sparks have been right down the wire. What has made them so hard to guard? Because they have been on this run of offensive excellence and sustained.
Their three-point shooting, difficult. You get it from a variety of different players. They have a stretch four who can knock it down. When you have bigs who can shoot three, your team is very potent. Both of them can. And then, their guards, physicality getting downhill and the way that they score as well. So they've adjusted their offense to the spacing that it is in. They're playing more free flowing, and because of that, they put pressure on the rim. They put pressure, at point of attack defenses because there's so many different athletes who can score at the same time.
Final question, we'll go to Andrew on Zoom.
Thank you very much, Coach. You have a team full of veterans that have seen it all, that have gotten through many adversities throughout their career. With how, again, close these games were, all five of them, where they could have gone just a single bounce here and there. Is that something where you're telling your team, hey, this is how difficult it is to beat us, where we can be able to turn this around if we have the little things here, and that we have the team to turn this around and be a title contending team like we believe we are?
I think so. I think, again, we're not getting blown out. We're, up, we're sustaining, we're coming back, we're showing some resiliency. So, it's no moral victories though. We have to, find ways to come up with these possessions and finish out games, finish out quarters. The little details of the game, they matter for us, and that's how slim the margin of error is. And so, yeah, gonna continue to pour into that. We are right there, whether it's a basket or a stop. We're right there, and I think, just gotta stay positive with the group and push forward.
Thanks, Coach.